Tail of the tape for this one. Marko Šinčić in charge. We're moving to the business end of FNC 29, and this in the bantamweight division. 3 5-minute rounds in prospect. Newcomer Bartosz WOJCIKEWICZ 10-2. Rok KRUSIC in the red corner. FNC veteran 8-3. Both guys just over the limit. Testing half a kilo was WOJCIKEWICZ at 61.7. Of course, 61.2 is the requirement. WOJCIKEWICZ promising hard work and determination is going to be the difference. And of course, KRUSIC, MMA in his blood, and a lot of good training with his brother to prepare him for a high-stakes fight as he looks to continue that run in the promotion.
Looking for the entry here, gauging the distance. KRUSIC has got real fast and powerful punches, but at this point in time, he's taking center stage, looking to use a measuring distance approach, the kicks, the oblique kicks, the jab potentially. He's using the rear hip as well as a fake and a feint. There again, that lead oblique kick.
KRUSIC testing. WOJCIKEWICZ plodding forward, looks to line up the jab, doesn't get it, resets. A swing and a miss there from WOJCIKEWICZ.
WOJCIKEWICZ, a heavy outside calf kick. That's going to keep that base widened and disallow the power coming forward from KRUSIC.
Nicknamed the Destroyer, the Polish-born, Sweden-based bantamweight. WOJCIKEWICZ, of course, a 2-time regional champion, 2-weight champion at 135 and 145. Trains out of Force of Fighting in Solna, Sweden. Plenty of legit competition on the Nordic MMA circuit. KRUSIC swaps stances, backs off. Again, looks to mix up with the footwork and move laterally.
He's keeping that lead target away, opens up the rear hand as well, the rear power shots as well as the kick, as we see here switching stances. So KRUSIC looking to employ different weapons from different angles here.
KRUSIC showing patience, trying to stay loose here, trying to find a way to get a read on the fight. Eats an inside low kick. WOJCIKEWICZ, highly experienced, as we mentioned. Can the Swedish veteran grind out this fight, or can KRUSIC really get that finishing instinct going? We know he loves to catch the tempo and work the counter. KRUSIC tests with a high kick just now. Good 1-2 on the inside, and a double counter here from WOJCIKEWICZ, who gets the first meaningful move of the fight, and it comes in the form of a double leg takedown.
Great level change, top position. Got to think about passing the guard here to a better position where you can do damage or set up a submission.
Good control here. WOJCIKEWICZ, guard wide open. KRUSIC forced to try and get some play going here. He ties him up with an underhook. Possibly a collar tie here. KRUSIC kind of accepting this position here as WOJCIKEWICZ looks to mount some offense from the top.
With that overhook down, that bottom side position, KRUSIC could think about the triangles, nice elbows. He's got the foot on the hip, which suggests to me he's going to look for the angle for the triangle, potentially the armbar.
KRUSIC activating the guard here. Guard wide open. Ties up with an overhook again. Tight work here, tight hips from WOJCIKEWICZ. KRUSIC, the shorter fighter at 166. May have some advantages here in the guard play if he can get his legs working, but so far having to stifle this position and try to shut down and force a stand-up, it would seem. The guillotine being his weapon of choice, but that really doesn't seem to be a factor here. Now the open guard getting to work.
The guillotine would be a precarious advance. He's got to try and set up and wrap the neck, which gives the opportunity for the guard pass from WOJCIKEWICZ. As he's going to abandon the guillotine. Oh, he's going to get a stand-up though. So did a good job of controlling the damage from that top position to warrant the stand-up.
And KRUSIC, as we said, was going to look to break the posture. Marko Šinčić had seen enough there and offers a moment of respite as he allows him back up to the feet. The stand-up, of course, 1 minute now remaining here in the first round. FNC bantamweight fight. Will it be WOJCIKEWICZ to get a win here in FNC, or will it be KRUSIC to continue that cruise? KRUSIC with steady work here on the feet. Slides out of range, has to move, eats a kick for his efforts. KRUSIC swapping stances to the inside low kick, then inside. Surprising tactics here to close down that range.
His head position's really good as well. He's got to think about the underhooks. WOJCIKEWICZ has to start thinking about the knee. He's got a really nice knee from the clinch position. You can use that then to dig the underhook and circle to the outside position.
Seconds here in this round. WOJCIKEWICZ going for the tie plum. Marko Šintić, a careful eye on the action here, and that is it. 5 minutes down, both fighters say, hey, that was good. The question in my mind is, what next? If we take a look at what's going on with WOJCIKEWICZ, some success on the feet, some success on the top. KRUSIC probably to avoid the takedown.
Yeah, I would say KRUSIC keep the hips back, use a circular motion. He had success when he was switching the stances to set up the rear shot. The rear left or the rear right, I'd like to see. If we look at the replay here, early on he was looking to damage that lead leg of WOJCIKEWICZ. WOJCIKEWICZ, though, returning the fire with the calf kick. KRUSIC looking to go upstairs, though, and change it up a little bit. You can see here, moving in, finding the home for the high kick, but goes low to the body to try and draw the hands down. There's a nice short elbow close range there on the outside position.
And a nod as we revisit the corner here of KRUSIC, getting instructions from his team. His brother there. What will it come down to next for WOJCIKEWICZ? With a smile, Marko Šintić, of course, the third man in the cage, says, let's go. 2 of 3, 5 more minutes on the clock. KRUSIC in the red, WOJCIKEWICZ in the blue.
WOJCIKEWICZ got to use the combinations. He's got to kind of let the combinations breathe a little bit, let them flow. He could start to think about finishing with a kick as well to chew up that lead leg. He had success with the calf kicks. Nice body kick, though, from KRUSIC as he closes the distance.
KRUSIC here on the inside, looks to tie up. Will WOJCIKEWICZ be able to get some ascendancy? WOJCIKEWICZ muscling his way up to the wire here. As WOJCIKEWICZ jockeys for position with the left underhook. And finding his way inside, potentially towards another takedown, as we saw in the last round, could be Bartosz WOJCIKEWICZ.
WOJCIKEWICZ got to think about head position. He's got to get his forehead underneath the chin of his opponent. It's going to be a better opportunity to pummel the underhooks or drop down for a level change into a takedown.
Trying to bump his way down to that position is WOJCIKEWICZ. Tight chest to chest. Gritty maneuvers here with the head. Making this a close range encounter is the blue corner. Certainly a strategy we saw in multiple title bids at 135 and 145. KRUSIC looking for the Hail Mary there on the spin off the fence. Doesn't quite land anything cleanly, but that gives absolutely WOJCIKEWICZ something to think about. There can be no complacency here. Penetrating shot there, clearing the legs. WOJCIKEWICZ, that was the cleanest takedown yet so far.
Tactically as well, he wanted the takedown away from the fence to avoid the defense and avoid the spin-in attacks. Took the opportunity to change levels into the single. Now thinking about going to mount. Got to be cautious, though, not to kind of leave the leg over the top side of the guard. KRUSIC did a good job of controlling from the half guard. Needs to think about the underhook, though, with the left arm to control the damage and potentially escape, Chris.
KRUSIC struggling here on the bottom. We saw him tie up last time and force that stand-up, but WOJCIKEWICZ with good grips, good control, good posture. Finds a way to expose the back. Gets one hook. Can he advance to a second? No, not quite. That's been blocked. KRUSIC doing a good job of walking out, trying to clear his hips. Will WOJCIKEWICZ look to go up to half? No. Nice counter here from KRUSIC, and the crowd absolutely ecstatic here as KRUSIC attacks the neck. Look at this.
Beautiful work with the underhook now. Sets up, looks like an arm in guillotine. Going to get the elbow nice and high. Lets it go in favor of some ground and pound. Now watch him to drop down into a takedown here. Oh, beautiful knee to the midsection. It's nice work, though, from WOJCIKEWICZ. He's pummeling the underhooks.
WOJCIKEWICZ finding his way through the grappling. Finding success. Certainly KRUSIC has had a couple of good moments, but there's been a great deal of physical pressure here from WOJCIKEWICZ. The wrestling from WOJCIKEWICZ is finding its way. Takedown number 3 complete.
WOJCIKEWICZ got to circle around to the back and free the right leg to prevent the switch from KRUSIC in the bottom position. KRUSIC wants to fire the hips towards the camera angle and circle around and take the back. Lets it go. Might look trying to get back to his feet. He's got to be cautious to use the whizzer as he stands back up.
Back to 50-50. Not quite. Double unders here secure for WOJCIKEWICZ. Oh, this has been such a grueling fight. It has been a fight where both fighters have had to expend energy to the nth degree. And KRUSIC continues to try and work his way through the maze of grappling that WOJCIKEWICZ has posed a serious problem with. Staying connected here, WOJCIKEWICZ, the clock running. 2 minutes and 40 seconds of grappling control here in this second round for Bartosz WOJCIKEWICZ. And a low output with the striking, the right strategy.
Looking for that outside chip, switches it to a single, takes the back. He can lace the leg here and mat return. He could also think about jumping the back, but at this point in time, the fence kind of putting a blockade there to get that right hook in.
Nice knee to the inside. KRUSIC tries to find something, but again, forward pressure. WOJCIKEWICZ on the disconnect just charges back into the clinch. It's been a blue-collar performance. It ain't pretty, but it's effective. KRUSIC tries for the second time, attacking the neck. Will he be able to get some bite here? Doesn't look like the hands are connected. Hands are connected.
You see, he made the adjustment to go over the arm. This is a tighter choke. What he's going to try and do is turn WOJCIKEWICZ to the fence, use the leverage as a blockade, and initiate that guillotine.
Trying here. KRUSIC with a very deep breath. A look up at the screen. He saw there were seconds left. He knew that might be the only opportunity to get it, and it wasn't there. That's a sign of maturity, not dropping for a guillotine. You know you're not going to finish.
Yeah, precarious up against the fence as well. Often when you jump the guillotine, you don't really land on the ground enough. But I mean, towards the end of the round, why not try it? You know, he had it in front of the arm as opposed to in the arm. So there's a tighter choke available there, but opted to keep it on the feet here and reset.
And a chance to revisit what was a grappling masterclass from Bartosz WOJCIKEWICZ. Coming in a little bit heavy in the bantamweight division. That size and physique we knew could be an advantage potentially, and it seemingly was as he cleanly passed into half. This is where KRUSIC had his moment up against the fence, attacking the choke and firing some punches in. But then it was back to familiar tactics from WOJCIKEWICZ. Tight play up close in the clinch. 2018 so far, WOJCIKEWICZ.
Yeah, I would have to agree with that. WOJCIKEWICZ edging forward in the clinch outside positions as well as the strikes.
Cheers from the crowd for KRUSIC, undoubtedly here in an uphill battle. It's not been a fight that's been decided by great margins, but it has been definitive from the grappling for WOJCIKEWICZ. Can KRUSIC turn it around? There is a heavy low kick. It looks like KRUSIC has been put down. There was an injury. Was there a stoppage? Yes, there was a stoppage. Marko Šincic waves this one off. There was a scathing low kick and a good flurry of punches. And there was a shake of the head from KRUSIC, but Bartosz WOJCIKEWICZ has won this fight in the third round by a knockout, and that's the ref decision.
It was all due down to that chopping low kick that sent KRUSIC crashing to the canvas. WOJCIKEWICZ then jumped on top, used blanketing pressure to utilize the ground and pound. You see it in the replay, that connected beautifully, perfectly with the nerve in the lower calf and dropped KRUSIC to the canvas, which then of course gave the opportunity for the ground and pound.
Well, there was certainly a lot going on there. Let's take a look at it. Here comes the low kick. Heavy kick, almost checked. KRUSIC grabs his right leg. Marko Šincic obviously sensed that there may have been a chance to intervene for the TKO, and once that decision has been made, that decision has been made.
But look at the response there from KRUSIC. He reaches down and grabs his leg. That is not intelligent defense. And right now he's just covering up to limit the damage. You can see here from a different angle. Blasts it low, sends him off his feet. Now watch KRUSIC reach down and grab his foot.
And here was the moment where Marko Šincic had made that decision to intervene. Well, that was the play and that was the decision as it unfolded. Bartosz WOJCIKEWICZ.
23 seconds completed of round number 3. Your winner by way of TKO in the blue corner, Bartosz the Destroyer.